Hey folks, this is Bob from Daily Enduring Truth, and I just want to say hello. How are you doing? Has it been an interesting year for you yet so far? Are you glad you traded in the old one? 2020 was a rough year for a lot of us, and we're a little over a week into the new year, and it's been interesting for me because I'm doing something different this year. First of all, I went back to writing my daily devotionals, and you will see them on the Daily Enduring Truth website. But I don't just write them alone now. I have my wife working as a beta reader, alpha reader, and an editor, and she's helping me straighten some things out and get things up a little bit nicer than they have been in the past. So I'm hoping that we avoid some of the grammatical mistakes that I have and left out words and things like that. But I'm continuing with the Bible studies. They may be a little bit shorter, but I am trying to continue with that. For those of you who know what my wife has gone through, she is improving. Last week, for the first time in 3.5 months, she was able to interpret the sermon at our church. And for her, that's a big thing. She thought she was going to miss a few weeks with her original surgery, and just with everything happening, she has not interpreted for 3.5 months. And I'll be honest with you, I teared up a lot when she got up there to be able to interpret. Because it's something that she loves to do. She loves to serve her Lord that way. Well, the Bible studies may not be as long, but I am trying to include stories. Mark 14 is a long chapter with a lot of divisions. And the Bible study this week talks about Jesus in the Mount of Olives at the Garden of Gethsemane while he's praying. Now, one of the things I learned is that Gethsemane means olive press. And so the belief was that there was some kind of olive press there amidst the olive trees in the area on the Mount of Olives. And that's where Jesus went to pray. And my guess is, based on the fact that Judas was able to find him so easily, that Jesus spent a lot of time in the gardens. And I can understand why. I'm here now at the South Texas Botanical Gardens, and it's a beautiful place. I don't get here as often as I should, but I love being here. And right now I'm in the hummingbird garden, so there's not a lot of olives, but there's probably some birds of some kind in the background. Anyways, Jesus prayed, and he asked disciples to stay awake and to watch. Perhaps he was expecting the trouble to come sooner than it did. But whatever happened, the disciples were supposed to stay awake and watch, and they fell asleep. Now, don't be too hard on them. I don't know about you, but if I'm supposed to listen to somebody praying for an hour, I might nod off myself. If I'm supposed to stand up and watch to make sure nobody bothers somebody who's praying for an hour, I'm definitely going to have trouble not nodding off. So I have some sympathy for those disciples. Well, sure enough, Jesus finished praying. Judas came with a mob. It looked like it was a mob more of a Roman miscreants not Roman miscreants, the Jewish miscreants that came in that the chief priests and the rabbis were able to gather at the last minute and send out after Jesus. And Jesus basically said, you didn't need to do this. You could have found me in the temple. But anyway, we know most of the story there. But it's interesting. Remember when we always talk about Peter denying Jesus, and Peter had said, "Oh man, I'll follow you no matter what." You know what the other disciples did? They agreed with him. And you know what the other disciples did when Peter fled? They fled as well. And you know what Jesus did in the long run? I'm getting ahead of the story here. He forgave them, and he welcomed them back into the fold. And it's an amazing thing that God continues to love and to forgive, even after all the things I've done that have gone contrary to his will, even though all the things that I've done that have not helped him but have hurt him. We serve a loving God. We have an amazing God who cares for us and watches over us. And the story of the Garden of Gethsemane and Jesus praying there is just such a beautiful example. I hope that you enjoy the story in Mark, and I hope that you read some of the other stories as well. I sort of reference them in the Bible study. But anyway, that's basically what's happening this week. It's good to be here, good to be with you, and I pray that God continues to bless you and show you his love and his grace in all that you do. So I'll be signing off. You have a great week. Bye.